It's hard to believe that we're in the middle of the Pacific right now. We're almost 1,000 nautical miles offshore of northern Kauai and almost halfway to Alaska, Sitka, Alaska. The trades have pretty much disappeared at this point. We are just in this no wind zone between the trades that run from east to west and the westerlies that run from west to east to the north. And so we think we're going to hit those probably, Dave thinks tonight, I think tomorrow. So at least by the end of tomorrow, we'll probably have good western winds. It's been really nice not having wind. Crucifying me, but I really like light wind. So we've just been motoring along at 5 knots. And yeah, it's been nice not being peeled over. The only annoying thing is the flogging of this damn sail, but we have to keep it up so it stabilizes the boat. Otherwise it would be rock and roll and electricity. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the bow, see what it looks like. 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been on shift since 3. Yeah, 3. 1 more hour. We're just about to make it out of the light winds and reach the westerlies. So our VHF that's integrated into the boat, it transmits, but it doesn't receive for some reason. So we purchased handheld VHFs, Standard Horizon. They were $200, and suddenly they're not working. They've worked fine since October. We can't get them to charge. So our AIS works. Hope. And so I'm thinking every 15 minutes, if it's too foggy, I'll go on the radar. I'll do a quick scan to see if there are any targets, and if there's a vessel, a cargo ship or something, I can transmit with our integrated VHF. I just won't be able to receive anything.
It's day 3 going on motoring through this high pressure ridge. Should be getting wind today. Definitely tomorrow. But yeah, so woke up at 6 for watch, or a little earlier, and noticed that the engine was a lot weaker at the RPM I set it at. So that usually means one, if not both, the fuel filters need to be changed. The rate core and maybe the secondary filter, but usually that one you don't have to change, is just because we've been going through some bad stuff.
So, for those of you who are just joining us or have not seen our past videos, this is the quote-unquote bad stuff Dave is referring to. Long story short, upon purchase, Ciao Bella had the diesel bug, and we had hired outside help to professionally polish our fuel. But it was exorbitantly expensive and 100% unsuccessful. So we ended up draining our tanks, tossing the diesel, and cleaning the deepest baffle of our largest tank by hand. There was no way to access the shallower baffles without cutting a bunch of new access ports in the tanks. So after this junk was cleaned up to the best of our ability, we filled the tanks with new, clean diesel and are changing the primary ray core and secondary Yanmar filters as they clog, which is frequently.
But anyways, it's been good recently. So we also had a little bit of wind, like 10 knots. Like at a close reach, so I let out all the jib and we were going for a little bit, but then I put the engine in neutral and it wouldn't go back up to our desired RPM, so then I had to change the rate core and it was still bogging a little bit, but I just kept bleeding the fuel lines and it eventually worked. So we're back motoring at like 5.3 knots. We also had a lot of fog all around us and we're just looking like we're getting out of it. But yeah, you couldn't see for a minute. It's looking like tomorrow, Friday, is going to be a little sporty, possibly with squalls. They said it could get up to 30-ish knots with squalls, so I don't know what I'd rather have, that or this, no wind. But yeah, everything else is working right now.
Check that out. It's like a pterodactyl.
So we have some fog coming up. It's not rain clouds.
It's kind of crazy, crazy looking actually.
It goes all the way down the other side too.
It's our last bit of sunshine for the rest of the trip.
Good thing our VHF works. See what happens. There's a baby.
The wind is light, too light to sail. I'm hoping we get westerlies tonight. The air temperature has a bite to it now, and the dense fog has accompanied the rising sun the past few mornings. This morning was gloomy, rainy, and very rolly with confused seas. The conditions in the afternoon improved.
Not very much because this is literally all we've been doing. Switch sides. You used to sit on that side, now I sit on this side for my watches. That's the only thing that's changed. We've been motoring now for 4 days. You have the main up just for stability, but it's offering no reprieve from the still no sign of the westerlies. We're 41 north, no westerlies. Yeah. Thank God we have 300 gallons of diesel on this boat. Thank God. And we can motor 5 knots, so it's whatever. You can go faster, but 5 knots is fine.
We just got a forecast update this morning, and I think we've been motoring for like 4 days, 5 days. We're almost through our main tank, just the tank we've been using since Hawaii. It's like 103 gallons or something, but we're almost through that because of this motoring, and we still have another tank that's also 100 gallons, so we still have about the same range, but We'll be running into north wind I think tomorrow to Monday. So we're gonna have to head east. So we need to head as far north as we can, and then we'll be just hard on the wind for like a day and a half. And then we have a big low pressure system that's moving down from the Aleutians that might bring 30 to 40 knot gusts, so that will be fun. But it's getting really cold and it's really rainy today, so it's not fun. But we're finally have wind, so I gotta go make changes.
Afternoon, and basically the plan right now is to head north because there's going to be a front that moves through that's going to have more northerly winds, and so we want to position ourselves in such a way where we don't have to be beating into the wind when we head west, or sorry, when we head east. So we will probably hit that waypoint, the northern waypoint tonight, and then start making our way east. And then so today's Saturday night. Sunday should look pretty much like today did. Monday, Tuesday should be pretty light. And then Wednesday, Thursday, there's a low that moves through on Tuesday, and then there's a high pressure system behind that low, and that's going to bring really strong wind, and we're a little anxious about that. It's frigid outside now, and the predicted gusts were up to 40. The waves, they predicted up to 10 feet. The waves right now are probably almost 10 feet, so I can't imagine it's like too much different than this, but the wind is only about 20, I think up to 25 right now. And we've been in wind, up to 35 knots before, but we can't steer through it because our autopilot couldn't keep up with it. The waves were also twice as big in the Pailolo, so perhaps that was why the autopilot couldn't keep up with it. So if that is the case, Wednesday, Thursday are going to be really, really challenging days for us. Our halfway day bottle of wine, 3-finger jack. Not yet. We're not going to bench it. But what's your rating? What do you think? It's not my favorite. But it's
like a 6.5.
Yeah, I'd say 7. I was gonna say 7. 3-finger jack, Eastside Ridge Cab.
Lovely.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What decisions have we made in our lives to get us in this position? I'm not enjoying myself right now. We haven't slept in days. It's the 12th day on the water. We are 42 north, 152 west. And it's cold. It is so cold. These windows offer no insulation, obviously. So, yeah, it's frigid up here. Downstairs it's nice and warm, but it's pretty scary out. I associate going outside with death, so that's how I'm feeling. So what we wake up to every morning. Porter scrambles the covers, scrambles the pillows. Look at that tail, though. You happy boy? Give him one of his toys right there. Oh, what's that?
The first low/cold front moved in yesterday evening, and it wasn't bringing too much wind to start. It was probably like 15, 16, but the wind just kept blocking more and more from the north. And now we're turned kind of northeast-east. Definitely more east in it. But yeah, now it's probably like 18 to 20 plus pretty consistently. Seas have gotten pretty gonky. We're just trying to get the boat moving at a decent, comfortable speed. It is freezing. It feels like it could snow at any moment. Seriously. Skews are made. We slug up, tighten up, leash line. Like a 15-degree heel, maybe more with the waves sometimes. But it is rigid. Before I get splashed. Been running the electric autopilot for, I don't know, hundreds of miles. Once you figure out how to use it, it first helps you set your sails really well, and then it will just keep its course really well. We're out here.
Day 14, 2 weeks, upwind still. I look and feel absolutely atrocious. We've had no opportunity to shower.
Isn't it 13 days? We left on Tuesday.
I don't remember. It's 13 or 14 days. The days are like all combining for me now. We're stuck in this like upwind zone created by this cold front and then a high pressure ridge. So the wind went from directly beneath us from the south to directly in front of us from the northeast, where we need to go. So we're just sailing pretty much almost due east. We're a little northeast, but more east than north. Sitka isn't getting any closer. It's really frustrating because we were looking forward to the westerlies to like sail downwind Sitka, but we've yet to sail downwind, I think, this entire trip. We sailed downwind, I think, maybe for a couple hours a few days ago. But it's just been, the entire trip has been upwind. We might as well sail to the Marquesas. The idea was to sail here, so we would not have to sail upwind around, the Pacific. Here we are. It's been 2 grueling days. No, it hasn't been that bad. It's just like the fact that we anticipated sailing downwind. And anyway, the most exciting part of our day is deciding what we want to eat for dinner. Today the options are, basically the options every day are pasta with pesto or red sauce or butter. Lentils and rice and quinoa. It's like a packaged thing, Madras lentils. It's really good. Chicken ramen with a hard-boiled egg. Chicken noodle soup. A quesadilla. And inside the quesadilla we could do beans, corn, peppers, fake meat, ground meat. That's pretty much it at the moment. Or we could do like a turkey sandwich, I guess.
I think your cooking would save me right now.
I have cooked for the past couple days.
I know.
It's your turn to cook. It's appetizing looking meal, but I made a breakfast quesadilla, and this is golden. So it's my break time. 6 hours off from 6 a.m. to noon. I've been starting to eat around 6 though, and then nap right before my shift because I feel like so hungry by the time I wake up. Some breakfast, and read a little bit more of my book, and then try to take a nap. But we're still stuck in this like upwind zone. The wind is just coming from the north, and it's not good wind. It's just like 8 to 9 knots, and then maybe like for about 5 minutes it jumps to like between 15 and 17 knots. So like kind of go a little faster, but barely. So just been motor sailing at around like 45 degrees true. Trying to keep, kind of pinch up on the wind as much as possible. Shifty. And then now we've just decided, let's just try and, the wind is so light and the waves are 3 feet, maybe. So, motor sailors, they're like, let's just gun it north to try and find westerlies. And around 44 north, there should be westerlies. Right now we're at like 42 and a half. So, I think, the westerly, there's like that low pressure system that's going to meet us kind of like in this interstitial space between the north wind and where the westerlies are. And that should give us some pretty good wind to go to Sitka. Considered, do we want to go to Sitka? Do we want to go somewhere closer? But I don't know why. This still seems like, Predict Wind is forecasting it to be, we can get there quicker than, some like Port Townsend or something. So, we lost a lot of, pretty much 2 to 3 days of just like beating into this headwind. So, it's morale's low at the moment, but I think as soon as we get wind again, it should come back up. Showered for the second time. Feeling really nice. The back shower is so nice. There's a seat, you can sit down. Water was like scalding hot. It's amazing. Feel clean again. Problem is our shower doesn't drain. So we have to like open up the shower pump every time and like shake it so it drains. So that's something we gotta fix. There's a lot we gotta fix. So whenever we get to Port Townsend, we got a list. Like really things that are such a nuisance as well as like very important things.
Well, this is second day of motoring. Had north headwinds for those 2 days, which have slowed us down. Basically, taken away 2 days that we could have just been going straight to Sitka. So that sucks. And we ran out of diesel in one of our tanks, so now we have 80 something gallons in our other tank and then another 30 in our small tank. That's kind of like our reserve tank. But should be getting west wind. We're getting little puffs of it. Been getting it for probably like the past 45 minutes. So hopefully the wind starts coming from over there, so we can go over there. Because we're running out of diesel and we both need to get on land. We're going out of our minds.
It's 4:30 in the morning. We are 44 north. Still motoring. There's less than 10 knots of wind, but it's coming from our beam now. So we've got some sail out, or some jib out. We've had the main up the whole time for stability. Got some jib out now. And we're going 6 knots, so sail's getting us an extra knot. So yeah, going 6 knots and 10 knots of wind. Not that bad. We've been running the engine super low RPM to try and conserve diesel, and also because when we run it at a high RPM, we have a PSS, so a dripless shaft seal. When we run it at a high RPM, it starts to spray water. I cried about it. I thought we were done for. But it only happens at a high RPM, and we think it's either just based off of like a Google search. It's going to be a compression issue, or like an alignment issue. And I have noticed that the engine at the higher RPM does seem to like lurch forward a little bit, and it's probably exasperated by the movement of the boat in the waves. The waves are probably like a foot today, like they're really small, but it's enough, you know. So anyway, low RPM, just play it safe. Yeah. If we're able to maintain like 6 knots, we'll get there in 5 days. The past couple days were really rough, beating into the wind and waves, and it really wasn't strong wind, so we were going pretty slow. And I feel like there was, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there was maybe a current as well. Like, I just felt like we were going so slow. I've been motoring for about 24 hours now. The wind just got super light yesterday, and the waves were small enough where we can motor. I'm very much looking forward to getting there.
So this is happening. We're going that way. The wind is coming from that way. We don't have a whisker pole, so as soon as it starts turning to like directly behind us, everything starts not being happy. And then we have a northwest swell from that low, and then we have southwest swell from the wind. So things are glonky aboard the Ciao Bella.
Go! Jump!
Come on. Go.
Jump! Go! Go! Just go! You're so close! Oh my gosh.
We have the wind vane steering. She's monitoring because it likes to round up and then go too far down, but it's doing better than our electric autopilot was.
The wind's like very poor right now. It's just kissed 20 knots, but it's like,
and there's a little
15 probably average, 15 knots, but it could go down all the way to 10. So it's like,
a little bit of swell too. That's making it difficult.
yeah. It's like a big wave will come and then it'll push us down, and then it'll try to correct and go all the way up. And then it's just like,
One thing doing multiple purposes. Waves got a lot bigger. Also very mixed, so it makes it hard to pick a good direction because you don't want to be taking the waves beam on. But yeah, this is pretty sporty, and I'm not enjoying it. But it is supposedly short-lived, so just have to get through it. That third reef and a little bit of jib to keep us a little balanced.
Here's all the spare time in my hands. I taught myself how to play the harmonica. Hi, my name's Christy, and I play the harmonica.
I play the drums.
All right. I taught myself the past 3 days have been brutal, just so boring. No sailing, really, like interesting sailing, and the weather sucks. Anyway, so I taught myself how to play the harmonica. Porter doesn't like it, but that's all right. Nope. Wrong way. Thank you, Porter. Oops. So beautiful. Thank you, Porter.